Howdy ho, Andrew here. Somber day today. I was going to sit down today and do a Let's Talk video for Tuesday on Doug Ford being an absolute buffoon yet again. Like, the guy can't help himself. And I'm still going to do that video. It's just getting pushed a week because we just had a true... It's unthinkable. And it's caused by certain people, and I'm going to call those people out in this video. Charlie Kirk, whether you like him or not, whether you agree with him, I don't agree with everything he says. Like, I'm not religious in the least. So I don't agree with Charlie Kirk when he starts quoting the Bible and going down that religious path. I don't agree with him. But I like Charlie Kirk because he's smart. He's intelligent. And whether you agree with him or not, he has his values and he's loyal to those values. And I wish more people were like that, to be honest. But the problem is when people can't debate or argue or converse, they turn to violence. And we've seen this happen time and time and time again recently from left-wing mental patients. Like, there's no other way to call them. These people are insane. They have mental diseases, and they always seem to be left-wingers. You know, you had Trump get shot, left-winger. You had the Ukrainian girl stabbed to death on the subway the other day, left-winger. Like, it just goes on and on and on. You had the psychotic Phillies Karen superfan throw a absolutely embarrassing thing. Well, now we know she's a Kamala voter. So, yeah, you know, like, we keep seeing this from the left, and it's bleeping disgusting. It really is. So, if you haven't heard, I'm going to play the news article, and then I'm going to play a video, and you can see exactly what happened. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. We're coming on the air because ABC News has confirmed conservative activist and podcaster Charlie Kirk has been shot during an event at Utah Valley University. The founder of Turning Point USA, a conservative student organization, is known for his outspoken views on politics, culture, religion, often taking his messages to colleges and universities, sparking sometimes pretty heated debates on campus. Let's get right to our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky. Aaron, what do you know?
Two law enforcement sources confirmed to ABC News, Kira, that Charlie Kirk indeed was shot as he was speaking at an outdoor event at Utah Valley University. You're right, his presence there at the university had divided the campus, according to an article in the school paper where there were people on both sides debating whether he should even be allowed to bring his message, often loyal to the agenda of President Trump, to campus. But he was speaking at this outdoor event in a courtyard. We've seen some video of that event. A shot rings out. The entire crowd goes scattering. The condition of Charlie Kirk is not immediately clear, but we've seen a tweet from Vice President J.D. Vance saying that he is praying for Charlie Kirk, who he calls a genuinely good guy. And we have also seen a recent tweet from the governor, Spencer Cox of Utah, saying that he's being briefed by law enforcement following the violence directed at Charlie Kirk during his visit to Utah Valley University. The governor's message goes on to say we will continue to share updates. Those responsible, the governor goes on to say, will be held fully accountable. Violence has no place in our public. So law enforcement officials, now the governor of Utah, confirming, Kira, Charlie Kirk shot at an outdoor event as he was speaking at Utah Valley University.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Oh my God.
Go, run, run. Whoa. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
That's the right to make sign.
You okay? Hey, love you. Be safe. Hey, be safe. There's been a shooting. We know who's been shot.
We are here live at Utah Valley State University. I don't know if that was shots or if that was fireworks.
So yeah, there you have it. You had the news report, and then you saw the viral video going around of the shooting. You hear the shot go off. Ironically, Kirk had just finished saying we do not support gang violence, and he got shot for that. And whether you like him or not, like, you don't have to like his politics. He is a far right winger, and as I've said time and time again, I don't do the extreme politics of either side. So you don't have to like Charlie Kirk's message. But we keep seeing this, that these unhinged extremist left-wingers will go to any violence to keep the status quo. Crime in the streets. We have it in Canada. Like, let's not pretend this is America only. We have all of these problems minus the shootings. But even Toronto, Brampton, Vancouver, they have the shootings. Luckily, the rest of Canada doesn't as of yet. But the longer Carney's in office, the more likely that's going to become the norm. The States has it worse for these shootings, and a lot of that has to do with the availability of their guns. I'm not an anti-gun nut. I believe legal, responsible owners should be allowed, and trained should be allowed to have guns. But the truth is, if you have a surplus of guns out there, there's always going to be 1, 2, 3 lunatics that are going to misuse it, and that's just the honest truth. 99.99% are awesome, but you always have those fringe elements. And lately, those fringe elements have always been left-wingers. And like, when are people going to wake up? The message of the Democrats and the Liberals in Canada and the NDP is fear, division, anger, violence. That is their message at its core. That is what they protect. In Canada, we see it constantly with the bail. Like, Carney refuses to fix the bail. He flat out refuses. And we see it time and time again where hardened, evil criminals, they're given a little slap on the hand and sent out to reoffend. How is that helping society? States has the same thing. They have a thing called no cash bail, where you get bail, but you actually don't have to pay for it, so you don't even need a bondsman anymore. And most of these guys, they come out, or girls actually, it's not, let's be gender fluid here, it's guys and girls now. It's not predominantly a male thing anymore, which is sad in itself. And they get out and they reoffend. And that's the Democrats, that's the Liberals, that's the NDP, that's the Green Party. This is what they support, this is what they promote. And it's got to stop, people. Like, people, you have to wake up. How many people have to get shot or killed before you wake up? Like, it's unforgivable. It's absolutely unforgivable. And then a criminal breaks into your home, you fight him off, and you get charged. Like, it's backwards from what it should be. Again, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal, I'm not an NDP, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Green Party, I am a moderate. But there's nothing moderate about the world we live in right now. We got the left wing that they keep going further and further and further to the left. And there's no common sense, there's no logic. It's just fear-mongering. Here in Canada, Carney, he ran on fear-mongering. Big bad orange man. The truth is, Canada, most of our problems in Canada are created by the Liberals. Like, Trump didn't help with his tariffs, and I hate the frickin' tariffs. But most of the problems we face in Canada are caused by the Liberals and their policies, supported by the NDP. And they just got reelected by fear-mongering. Big bad orange man, fear Trump, fear America, rah, rah, rah. Well, now our economy's in the tank, as was predicted. Unemployment's at record levels, as was predicted. Violence in the street is growing daily everywhere, as was predicted. And yet a whole swack of voters out there, they just buy into this shit. They buy into the fear-mongering. They don't think. There's nothing going on up there. They just react to fear-mongering. And it's ridiculous, and I'm fed up with it. I really am. As I say, you don't have to agree with Charlie Kirk, but he does not deserve to get shot in the frickin' neck. There's reports that he's died. I can't confirm those, so I'm not going to announce it here that he has, but maybe in a day or two after I film this, maybe there will be a report. All right, here's the update I promised you once I knew it. Charlie Kirk has died. What a fucking waste. Charlie Kirk died at the age of 31 after being shot during a speaking event at Utah Valley University on September 10th, 2024. The incident occurred while he was addressing a crowd, and he was taken from the scene by his security team. President Donald Trump expressed his condolences, stating that Kirk was a great figure and that he is no longer with us. And I've seen left-wingers online celebrating this. And all I can say to you people is go fuck yourself. Seriously. You people are pieces of absolute shit. Your politics are absolute shit. And you're disgusting. I wouldn't piss on you to put a fire out. What a waste. Killed because some fucking snowflake lacked the intelligence to maturely debate or converse and only had violence. And as I said in the video, that's what his handlers wanted him to do. That's what all those Democrats, all those liberals, all those NDP, all those Greens, that's what they promote. And it's disgusting. On the opposite side, they just ensured that the U.S. is not voting Democrat for a long time. This is going to be a rallying cry to the right wing and to moderates, frankly. And like I said, I don't support Donald Trump, but as of this moment, if I was American, I would vote for Donald Trump. I would vote for J.D. Lance. I would vote for any Republican presidential candidate over the modern Democratic Party. It's got to be the Democratic Party and the Liberals in Canada, the NDP in Canada, the Green in Canada. Those parties have to be obliterated. They have to be just stripped bare and restocked with smart, intelligent, ethical, non-corrupt human beings. Because right now, there's no human beings in those parties. They're all unethical. They're all corrupt. All they do is push division, fear-mongering, violence. And now people are dying because of it. All because they had an opinion that didn't fit the narrative of the left wing. For shame. Seriously, for shame. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's disgusting. Anyway, Charlie Kirk died September 10th, 2024. He was rushed to the hospital. The doctors did all they could, but he passed away, leaving a wife and two very young children. I mean, the only upside is he was a hugely successful person. So his family, while they're without a father, at least they will be able to live their best lives. But it should have never happened. Should have never happened. And yeah, I blame the left. All of them. Democrats, liberals, NDP, Green, globalists, socialists, terrorists, the left, the modern day left. It's got to stop, people. It's got to stop. You know, here in Canada, we need Pierre Poilievre stepping in before this starts happening here. In the States, they got Trump, but he's like, you know, he's fighting an uphill battle because so much of this crap is in, like, this is a second assassination attempt in less than a year. They tried to kill Trump in the neck too, but they missed. And now they killed Charlie Kirk. What? Anyone that disagrees with the left gets killed now? Come on. That's not how a democracy or a republic runs. And if you support this shit, go fuck yourself. Seriously. You know, I'll hold off on uploading this video for a few days and just to see if something comes in, and I'll update the video if more news comes in. But I'm not, as I said, I'm not religious, but even I'm praying that he pulls through, because we can't allow these people to win. We really can't. enough. You saw the guy get arrested there. It's a white guy, and it's a boomer. It's a guy my age. And that's who elected Carney in Canada. These people are so freaking detached from reality. There's no common sense. There's no lucid thinking. They are, for lack of a better word, they are evil. All of them. And it has to stop. It really does have to stop. Hey, quick update here as I'm getting this all edited out and spliced together and everything. There has been 3 people of interest named in the shooting. The first guy that I just finished talking about on the video, he didn't do it. Apparently he jumped in front. The reason the FBI detained him is he jumped in front of the FBI screaming, "Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me." So we're dealing with a mentally disturbed person. The second person was a transgender person who was pushing their own far left cause, and after questioning, the FBI figured out this person also didn't do it. And now they're hunting for this guy, and they've actually put out a $100,000 bounty on him. So he's going to get caught. And it sounds like he might be the one. He kind of looks like the one. He fits the profile. And yeah, what I think is going to happen is they're going to catch him. They are going to interrogate him in not very nice ways until he tells who hired him, because this is looking more and more like a contract assassination. This is not looking like a left-winger emotional reality break. This is looking like a paid-off assassination. So I think I have no doubt the FBI is going to catch him. They're going to interrogate him. That's the PC word for what's going to happen to him. He's going to spill his guts because, you got to be made of some salt to withstand that stuff. And I've yet to meet a single left-winger that has that type of salt in him. And then they're going to put him to death because Utah governor has come out and said, we are going to catch this guy and we are going to remind him why Utah still has the death penalty. So that's his future. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, I guess. Like, you go out and assassinate somebody, I'm sorry, like, I don't wish ill on anyone. Like I was just saying on Facebook, I freaking hate Justin Trudeau, and I hate Mark Carney, and I hate the Liberal Party. No, I hate them. I absolutely detest them. And never once did I wish physical harm on them. I don't want them in office. I want them out of government. And in Carney's case, I want them in jail. But I don't wish physical harm on them. I don't wish them killed. I don't wish them beaten. I just want them removed from being the problem they are. This guy, though, he went out and he assassinated a person. Originally, it sounded like he assassinated the person because he was a snowflake coward who couldn't handle an opinion different than him. Now it sounds like he's just a piece of scum contract killer. So get the information, get rid of him. He doesn't serve any production in society. And yeah, so anyway, that's the update on where that stands. I wanted to throw that in just so that nobody misunderstands, because what you're watching on the other video I filmed last night when this was all happening, so I didn't have all the information or the facts going on at that time. So a lot of it was speculation. A lot of it is, as you see, is my opinion. So anyway, that's where the shooter stands. We need stronger laws in Canada. We need stronger laws in the States. We got to get the criminals off the street, and we have to get these mentally insane radical activists out of the political picture. And unfortunately, everybody was expecting this to happen to Charlie Kirk because he wasn't in a bulletproof enclosure. He was out in the open, and sooner or later, some lunatic was going to take a shot at him. So hopefully if Charlie pulls through, and I don't even know if he'll return to do this. I mean, I can't begin to imagine the traumatization that goes through one's mind. That how do you go back into that arena? How do you, my gut feeling is if he does pull through, and I hope he does, he will become a podcaster and an online commentator, but his tours through the campuses will stop. And that's a shame because he is a smart orator. And even though I don't agree with everything he said, he is a smart, intelligent orator, and he made students better, especially nowadays, because these schools are so frickin' indoctrinated nowadays. Like, they're just brainwashing kids. And you're seeing a lot of kids finally start to turn against it, but you still got a lot of kids. And if you watch his videos, like I watch his videos, maybe 3 or 4 videos every week of his, and he's putting these left-wing lunatics in their place. Like, he's not insulting them. He's going on the facts, and he's tearing them apart on the facts because they don't come with facts. They come, well, I keep telling this story, and I'm going to repeat it here. I knew a girl. This was a number of years ago, and I posted something political on Facebook, and probably against a special interest group because they drive me nuts. And she replied, "Andy's wrong here. I went to the University of Alberta, and they taught me how to think." They taught her how to think. They didn't teach her how to think for herself. They told her how to think. And they taught me that you can't go on facts. You have to take into emotions and special interest activities and feelings, and you have to take those into consideration. You can't just base your opinion on facts. This is what a really well-credited university in Alberta taught her. I replied to her, "Yeah, sorry, that's indoctrination. That's not education." And that's the truth. They taught her to think the way they want her to think. They did not enable her to do critical thinking and logically source out a problem or an issue and come up with her own opinion. All she does is repeat other people's opinion that told her how to think. And she's a radical extremist left-winger. So you knew this was going to happen, but it shouldn't happen. Like, we never saw this happening in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. It's this modern left-wing agenda. I would say it's been in place since Hillary ran in the States, whenever that was. That's really when I started to notice the shift. Or here in Canada, when PM Harper won his first term, you saw Martin and then Iggy and Dion and then Sockboy and then Carnage. They all go further and further and further left into the radical extremist, dangerous portion of left-wing politics. And in the States, like, AOC is a freaking nut job. Like, she really is. I compare her to Elizabeth May. I think the only difference between Elizabeth May and AOC is AOC's actually attractive, and I don't think she's a fall-down drunk. So, other than that, there's nothing up there. It's an empty space up there. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the news. I want to read this annoyed me because I did a couple of checks online for news articles, and sure enough, the Communist Broadcasting System, CBC in Canada, they did an article, and their first 3 words, U.S. right-wing activists. So they're setting up their story right off the bat to influence their readership. Can't be political activist, or which is what they would have used if it had been a left-winger that got shot. It would be political activists and renowned speaker. And no, for Charlie Kirk, it's U.S. right-wing activist. So, yeah, so they write that. Was shot on Wednesday at an event in Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, and a suspect was in custody. You saw the suspect on the viral video. Kirk, 31, is an influential ally of President Donald Trump and co-founder of Turning Point USA, the largest conservative youth organization in the country. He was taken to hospital, Fox News reported. Isn't that interesting? CBC is using Fox News. A spokesman told NBC News that Kirk was given a presentation when shots were fired. Well, I only heard one shot. And to the best of the knowledge, he was hit and taken. Well, no, it's not the best. He was hit in the neck. We know this. This is verified. He took a bullet to the neck. He is in surgery. Video of the incident circulating on social media showed Kirk addressing a large outdoor crowd when a loud crack that sounded like a gunshot. No, it didn't sound like a gunshot. It was a gunshot. See, here's my problem with the CBC is they try to spin everything and they try to change the language. And in this case, because it's a right-winger getting shot, they're trying to minimize it, clean it up, pacify it. Kirk can be seen briefly moving his hand to his neck as he falls off his chair, sending the attendees running. Well, no, they didn't just run. You saw the video. They were screaming like these people were terrified. They were in a panic. They weren't just running. A shot was fired from a nearby building, and we have a suspect in custody, the university spokesman told Reuters in an email. Local TV station KSL TV aired video of an older man wearing a blue shirt being led away by police following the attack. I mean, you saw that in he was being detained in the viral video. We are closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk, FBI Director Kash Patel said on X. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Kirk, an activist and founder of the they just can't help themselves. Turning Point USA played a key role in driving youth support for Trump last November. His events at college campuses nationwide typically draw large crowds. Well, at least that part's true. Kirk has been an effective voice for the conservative movement. He has 5.2 million followers on X and hosts a popular podcast and radio program, The Charlie Kirk Show. He has also recently co-hosted Fox and Friends on Fox News. U.S. President Donald Trump called for prayers. We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who had been shot. A great guy from top to bottom, Trump posted on Truth Social. Both Republican and Democrat politicians expressed support for Kirk falling. Okay, of course they're all going to express support, but hey, Democrats, you caused this. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. I don't care what you say. Don't give me the Mark Carney talk out of one side of your mouth and do something else. Your actions, your policies, your behavior created this problem. You are to fault. As far as I'm concerned, every Democrat out there that has supported crime should be held accountable for as a accessory to the shooting, because they created this situation. Political violence is never acceptable, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, said on X. My thoughts and prayers are with, again, don't tell me your thoughts and prayers. Do something to stop it. Conservative Party of Canada leader Pierre Poilievre also responded on social media, writing on X, we must all strongly denounce the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Political violence is never justified. There was nothing about Mark Carney or the NDP or Elizabeth I Fall Down Nightly May. None of them have even commented. So, you think they care? I don't think they give a shit, to be honest. Like, we have this happening in Canada too, and they don't say anything about that. They protect the criminals. So that was the CBC, and it was as muddled and garbage of a write-up as anything you ever hear from them. Then we got MSN, which is another left-wing site, but let's see what they have to say. Charlie Kirk shot at Utah campus event, suspect in custody. Live updates. Conservative influencers. See, they didn't start name calling him in the very first few words. They just said conservative influencer, and that's exactly what he is. Was shot in the net during an event in Utah Valley. Yeah, we went through that in the other one. Live stream videos running. Yeah, it's amazing to me. They say running, but no, we all saw the video. I showed you the video. They were screaming. They were in a panic. Like, just them running and screaming and panicking is a danger in itself. But these left-wingers, they just downplay it. Confirmed shooting and said a suspect had been taken into custody. The university also said campus is closed and classes are canceled until further notice. Police are investigating. Leave campus immediately following police instructions, state the university post on X. Campus police declined to comment when reached by USA Today. Donald Trump issued his statement. FBI Kash Patel issued his statement. Who is Charlie Kirk? Kirk has been a national figure as a conservative influencer and the founder of Turning Point USA, an organization that pushes for conservative politics on high school and college campuses. In 2024, he spoke at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, where he gave a speech focusing on what Kirk says he heard from young people around the USA. He is married to Erica Kent, an entrepreneur, and the couple has 2 children. Their daughter was born in August 22, and they had a son in 2024. I'm not even going to read what Gavin Newsom said. He's a disgusting piece of shit. J.D. Vance, RFK Jr. respond. Utah leaders briefed on Charlie Kirk's shooting. Utah Governor Spencer Cox shared on X that he was being briefed by law enforcement on the violence directed at Charlie Kirk. U.S. Senator John Curtis, Republican Utah, said this in a statement that his heart goes out to Charlie and those in attendance and their families. Kirk shot after controversy over speaking engagement. This is the thing. It's like he goes on to campuses and he has open mics, and you are free to challenge him, but he is a smart, intelligent person. And I can tell you right now, he's got almost eidetic memory because he can just bing off stuff, that I couldn't begin to bing off in a million years anymore. And so he when people come at him with woke and all that other left-wing crap that's pushed nowadays, he challenges them. Now, sometimes I don't agree with him, as I've said. He challenges them using religion a lot, and I'm not religious, and I see the value of religion. I don't think it should be the basis for the laws like he does. So, I don't always agree with him, but I do appreciate how smart he is. See, this is the difference. It's like Carney. You take Mark Carney here in Canada. He gets up there and he just lies. He's a pathological liar. Even when he's caught and called out for his lies, he just double downs and lies. Charlie Kirk, he comes out and he comes with the facts, and it's like, you're free to fact check them, but there's a reason why you don't see Charlie Kirk getting fact checked, because he just gives you the truth. He doesn't come out and lie to you like Mark Carney, like Jagmeet Singh, like Elizabeth May, like Doug Ford, like what's his name in Nova Scotia, the premier in Nova Scotia, like David Eby. It's like the left wing in Canada and the US needs to get back to the center. But the only way it's going to get back to the center is if it cleans out its parties that have been infected with radical extremists, because this radical extremism is dangerous and is fueling the uninformed and the mentally unstable. And that's not a way to run a country or talk or engage about politics. So yeah, Charlie Kirk was shot doing one of his campus open mic forums. I wish him the best. I don't wish a gunshot on anyone. Nobody. Like a girl I know, she claims to be a Christian, and she suffers Trump derangement syndrome, even though she's Canadian. So and she said, I hope somebody M-words Trump. I just wrote, oh, nice Christian values you have there. And she was wishing Trump to be K'd, eliminated, gone. She was she is, I shouldn't say was, she is incapable of holding a conversation on politics. Like, that's just the flat out truth. She cannot hold a conversation. She thinks she can, but she can't. So this is her go-to, is like when she can't get people to agree with her, she turns to violence. Welcome to the modern left wing, people. This is what you keep voting in. And it's getting worse out there and worse out there and worse out there. And we need to put a stop to it already. Enough. We need to get back to civil, level-headed, intelligent, truthful communication. Here in Canada, we only have one leader federally that's doing that, and that's Pierre Poilievre. In the States, like, I would never vote for Donald Trump. Just full transparency. The same girl that was going on about ending him was saying, well, if you had to vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for? And I was like, well, I wouldn't vote for either of them. I don't do extremist politics. Donald Trump is extreme right. Harris is extreme left. I don't do extremist politics. I'm a moderate. But if you had to, no, I reject your premise. I would not vote. But if you had to, it's like, shut up. Get it through your head. I would not. I know what you want me to say. I'm not going to say it because I do not vote for extremist politics. Period. And thankfully, she finally dropped that. But then a couple phone calls later, we were back to, if you had to vote between, like, you know, so it really doesn't matter what you say or whatever. They don't hear you anyway. They hear themselves talking, you know, and they push violence. They push anger, division, and then they accuse the other side of promoting division and anger. No, it's actually you. The anger we see, the division, the violence we see in North America right now is from the left. You might have a small splinter group of extremist right-wingers here and there, but they're not in the news every day. They're very rare, very... Like, I don't remember the last time I heard of a neo-Nazi, and they're lunatics, just so I'm clear, but I can't remember the last time I heard of a neo-Nazi doing an attack somewhere. Like, I see it on TV all the time because Hollywood writers, oh, the villain has to be neo-Nazi white person. It's like, yeah, I can't remember the last time I actually saw a news report on a neo-Nazi committing violence. And again, they're lunatics. I don't support them either. I'm just using them as an example. But that's how our media works, is they push their agenda and try to brainwash you with it. So anyway, yeah, that's the news today, September 10th. This video will come out on the 16th. But like, I usually do these videos and then I upload them and I schedule them. I'm going to hold off on uploading this one until probably Sunday. That way, if there's any updates on Charlie Kirk, I can film a brief thing saying, here, news update, this is what's going on, and put it in, and then everyone can be informed. But yeah, sad day. You know, like I said, I don't want to see anyone getting shot. You know, I don't support that. I don't support the constant use of violence that the left always does nowadays. I don't. It's ironic to me because if the right ever fought back, the left would get absolutely demolished. Now, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, like, you guys need to pick your fights better, because if the right wing, especially in the States, ever actually started using violence back against your violence, you wouldn't stand a chance. It's like those morons in Chicago. Like that mayor in Chicago is an absolute fucking moron. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to swear in my videos, but there's no other way. And he recently told gangs in New York to fight the National Guard. Well, I'm sorry, gangs. You're going to get your ass kicked if you try that. Like, I understand this mayor has empowered you to embolden your criminal activities in Chicago, and I don't understand it. I really don't. Why the left loves criminals so much. But The National Guard goes into Chicago to clean up crime and the gangs start fighting the National Guard, the gangs are going to get their ass kicked. And they're going to get their ass kicked completely and thoroughly. And it's going to be a one-sided beatdown. And that's what would happen if the right, and I'm not, just so I'm crystal clear here, because I know the left likes to spin words. I am not advocating or promoting right-wingers to rally up and fight back. I'm not. I'm just saying, if they did, the left would get its ass kicked in record time. So I don't understand why the left keeps going down this alley, because it's not in their best interest. So anyway, that's my Let's Talk video for this week. If you like this video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders, and I do appreciate it. It takes 1 second to subscribe, costs you absolutely nothing, helps me immensely. Just hit the subscribe button on the bottom of the screen, and you're golden. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage everybody to leave a comment. Not only does it get us interacting, but it really does help me with the YouTube algorithm and getting more eyes on my videos. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.